to see what they will be able to do internationally with the roster that they currently have. You know, there's a couple of names on there who I don't think have really had that international experience, or at least impact internationally, as opposed to, you know, some of the other things. Oh, my Lord! We have good news! Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting the game. We are going on in here. Hesta and Alliance. We got Counter-Strike.
I actually, honestly, I'm just in shock and awe that we've finally got a game of Counter-Strike. Sangao Mix is still going on. They're deep in a second overtime. Things you love to see. We're finally watching our first round of Counter-Strike on the A stream here. And it's going to be Alliance versus Hesta. Single elimination, stage 1 of that single elimination bracket. Whoever wins this will play against ex-Na'Vi juniors later today.
I'm so glad I was wrong, and I'm so glad that we are getting this CS. Well, Alliance going to be starting on that T side here. 3-2 split, aiming towards that B side. Hesta with 3 players at the ready. anttzz with the counter flash. Ready to go. Left side smoke, right side smoke, and it should be hard for the CTs to really stop this bomb from getting planted. Nice molly on the right side, clearing out the pillar. And it's looking good for Alliance. Able to find one there through the smoke. There's space to get this plant down. And it's going to be planted for main. Oh, Mukos.
He's got his knife out.
He's gone for a couple of swipes. Doesn't pick up the kill, but there's damage going towards Hesta's side. And Alliance now on the 4v1 should be able to mop it on up. Lovely shot out of Mukos to get one, but yeah, too much to deal with there as Alliance take the T-pistol.
Yeah, surprised when Hesta had 4 players there. Because they had 3 at the start, and then they had very quick rotation. So the bomb went down, and it was basically a 5 versus 5. So I'm really shocked that not much else goes their way. Like, that felt like a very one-sided affair post-plant for Alliance. Not entirely sure what that knife was doing when it came out. It actually connected,
bullets,
so fair play. You know, I mean, you could always reload, like, there was smoke.
That's always an option.
Like, yeah, like, you were like, yeah, but Freddy, he ran out of bullets. What do you mean, reload? Me? But, yeah, I mean, hey, Alliance has hit the first pistol round, and now just need to make sure they don't get anything too scary against this USP flash round.
I like this. On a sound cue, Hesta can just go for the A-pop. Mukos a bit further away with the flash, so the pin shouldn't be heard. Well, he's at mid. Hesta looking like they want to make the play happen. Flash in. Really Ooper here, and he's looking right as rain to team up with Error and mop things up. One bullet on the ground, or one gun on the ground rather. And it's Mukos last alive. Alliance weathering the storm nicely and staying together just to trade.
It's important to keep these rounds clean. I think people don't necessarily, on a viewer's perspective, put as much importance on these rounds as they should. Just keeping as many players alive, especially when you've got these Galils bringing these rifles into the first gun round, not having to reinvest them. And Alliance are playing slow and methodical to make sure it's all good.
We'll see if they end up finding Mukos here. He's got his eyes on whatever weaponry has been left, if Alliance have left it there. And might try to sneak away with it right at the end, but just tucking into the cutout, and so far, so good. Alliance going to be very happy with keeping 4 Galils alive into the third. That's going to be a pretty solid bonus up against Hesta's first bite. And Twist. Oh, look at this timing. Looks back right at the perfect moment. And that'll be that. Clean for Alliance for the first 2. And let's see what Hesta opt to go for here. Yeah, just a couple of rifles. More so than the util.
I don't think I've ever actually watched a Hesta game. So this is a first for me.
Yeah.
And I can't say I've seen Alliance in a long time. But all I do know is that with Poi, they haven't lost a game yet. So they've won 5 out of their 5 games with Poi, which is, you know, I think a pretty good result. So he's been like a duck to water with this squad so far. Interested to see if that can continue. But as you mentioned, first gun round, and Hesta, they're going for an early lean towards the B bomb site. And I'm looking at anttzz and I'm thinking, yeah, he's going to get aggressive, isn't he, in B main?
He's certainly thinking about it.
He's in jail, so it's just like, when's he going to go?
3B setup for Hesta. And Alliance, I think they're just feeling out the round. Defaulting. Letting Hesta bleed out the little util that they have. Look at that, only 2 smokes and a flash at the minute mark. So you got to expect them to be ready to fight at most moments. And here's that aggression you were talking about. anttzz dropping the smoke across and looking to potentially contact in B main for the info. Just as the A main controls there.
Yeah, timing's really good from anttzz here because... Oh, Avid is going to go check it. This is the big kill. This kill basically decides the round. But because neither have seen each other, this favors the city side and allows for everyone to rotate towards A. anttzz, he's holding the trigger. He's currently behind one. Gets spotted, but he's still able to slice. And then Twist has been spotted in middle. So this is all falling apart for Alliance. They drained out all of the utility, but because of one singular push through B main, this round should be done and dusted. It wasn't 2 versus 2 for a moment, but Hesta, calculated aggression pays dividends.
Yeah, they locked that in, and it was a huge play out of Mukos there, up on the fountain. Big swing. Getting 2 literally saved the round. If he only got 1 there, you could see Alliance trading that out through A main. But yeah, Hesta, they get the job done. And yeah, all of that information towards B main allowed the A stack nice and early. So we'll see if they're going to be able to double down here. Alliance, of course, mostly a bonus from that previous. So you'll see AK's purchased in from a few members, but the utility incredibly light for Alliance here in the 4th. All 5 members just grouping up, looking like they are going to put priority over towards A. Flash at mid. anttzz just hunting for a little bit of information, and there is going to be another flash.
Ooh, what a nade.
To set Mukos up, but close range twist. He's just going to be chasing this down with the Tech 9. Lovely shot out of anttzz to survive, although it's traded. There's Poi. There's that firepower you were talking about.
I mean, I've seen Poi drop some pretty dirty games on Anubis. He's got the kill record on this map in the whole of the game, for instance. And that double entry, I mean, that made the round basically lost to, oh, it's a chance now. Unfortunately, this post plan, it's not looking too hard. Upe dancing around with the AK. He's able to dispatch of 1, but the Molotov sizzling him. Avid trying to edge the smoke, but that was a 4 versus 3 retake that Hesta took very comfortably.
They're going to be happy with that for sure. Upgrades to the AKs. You love to see it. If you're a Hesta fan, tactical going to get used as well, just to figure out how they want to utilize the lack of finances brought in here. Still definitely at a pivot point. If Hesta lose one of these rounds, their economy is not in too healthy of a state. And Alliance, on the other hand, they're just going to go for a couple of cheeky upgrades on the pistols. Just look for any financial damage, and I wouldn't expect them to win a round like this, but crazier things have happened. Although we are in Europe now, I've just been losing faith in any buys from any teams because I've seen some crazy stuff over the last week, mate.
You need to like detox.
I really do. I need a Asian CS detox, and that's why we're here.
I mean, to be fair, this is maybe the one game that I could say that, to be honest, I'd hold your horses on said detox. But yeah, you need to have like a kind of detox. Like, I suppose is probably the word of just like, okay, they can't hurt me. The Deagles aren't gonna just hit 5-1 Deags, and Hesta aren't gonna overpeak. They're not gonna throw the rounds.
Stacks of
like
Jez.
That clip is the clip from Tarek. It's like, God, UCS is so boring. In NA, why don't we overpeak? Why don't we swing some angles? Why don't we go for a knife kill?
Now, this is the way I like it. Like, readable, everything that everyone's doing kind of makes sense and has a purpose for the most part.
Yeah,
for the most
by
part.
large.
There's a couple of those rounds where it's just like, oh, get info on that one player, run him down.
Bit of a scratch of the head there. What was the game plan there, sir?
Great timing on the con smoke. Flash in is effective. anttzz forced off. And maybe does it well, but this one gets cracked open. Dink onto anttzz, and now he's in between a rock and a hard place, but there's lots of eyes on con here. Many members of Hesta all tucked away on the back of sight, and with that bomb down, the round is clean in the end after the little worry for anttzz. But Hesta taking the lead on the CT side, 3-2. Right, Alliance back on the guns. Didn't get the plant down, so there won't be every bit of util that they need. But with the round loss bonus starting to get cranked up, I'm sure they'll figure it out shortly. You can see, you know, strategy-wise, it's sound. They just need to try to, I feel like, trade out a little more. And we might just see that here at mid. Good timing on the flash to set up Mukos, 8s as well. Turns into a 2-for-1. And that's going to be great for Hesta.
Yeah, Hesta just completely disregarded any of the utility. Alliance put down the right nades, they put down the right mollos, they did everything correctly, and Mukos and 8s simply just swung. There's no two ways about it. And now, it's a very familiar position. There's a flank being produced from the B bomb site, but Hesta left mid completely open. Slacks Jez on this A bomb site. He's done well before, and he continues to maintain that control. Poi, we've been talking a big game for him. The new kid brought up to Alliance. A 1 versus 2 is now needed of him. And the bomb isn't even in his grasp. He has to go pick it up, which he will. And he's walking right into the hands. Yep, instant headshot. Hesta, that round, no regard for their own safety.
Yeah. Just happily fighting, making noise, going loud. But they managed to bring it back. I kind of like that positioning out of Aberraju as well. You know, making his way in storage, but you play up top while the pre-aim's always going to be down towards the stairs. So there's like little micro things that I'm kind of really liking out of Hesta, even though it feels like, you know, they're not really using the util as nicely as what we're seeing from Alliance. They're, you know, counter flashing just to fully ruin a strategy. And that's the kind of thing I like to see from teams on the CT side of Anubis in particular. It's just like picking their fights, like moments of aggression, but not always being over-aggressive or overextending. And that's kind of what we're seeing from Hesta.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 gun rounds in a row where someone has pushed through completely B main. Feels like a bit of a gap in the attack for Alliance. It's been very similar rounds, but with different kind of alternatives for Alliance. Ending towards a 1 round had more focus towards the, like, going for a main, the other towards mid, and unfortunately, it wasn't that the rounds didn't work themselves, it was that they got interrupted in transition. They couldn't actually ever set up the rounds. And that's so far what Hess is doing very well at, and as you mentioned, and that's just how you play CT-side moves. Like, you need to be... Being stagnant is the thief on the CT side for Anubis. Like, as soon as you sit on your laurels, you lose. But if you're moving and if you're doing it correctly, well, you see yourself at a 5-2 scoreline. And not gonna lie, being Anubis 5-2 CT side straight off the bat is a really promising start.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a nice and healthy scoreline, which can set you up for success in the second half. And look, there's plenty on offer. With the current economy, Hesta can just keep on winning. But it's going to be a rough one this time, or on paper it should be rougher. Faster utility for Alliance with the full bite. Open hands for error, but no one pumping in just yet. Molly towards that pillar side, but not towards jail. And everything slowing down for a moment. Aberraju almost got caught off by Avid. It's awkward and it's chaotic, but Alliance inevitably going to be fully blocked out by all this util.
Yeah, Alliance expended a lot to... Well, for not much, right? Like, it was an attempted opening kill, I think, with Era and B main. Then Avid tried to get something working over towards Connector or Poi, maybe. But nothing ever became real. But what is beneficial is that Alliance drew a lot of rotations away from middle, and now 4 players in mid. 8. Oh, that's a collateral. Doesn't quite end off avid, but does a lot of damage. Second time of asking, it will connect. anttzz in perfect position to deny Poi, and despite Hesta having no mid control, this A defense does at least get them a 2-man advantage.
Ooh, error. In a position to try and cut off the rotations, but he's been dinked through the doors. Missed opportunity, will reposition a window and still try to cut him off at camera. Ufa finds his on the flank, and now it's all up to him. Position was known, goes for the fight across the top of the smoke, but a missed opportunity, a tiny little whiff. Look, 1 health in it. Could have found the first man, but I don't know about the second. Either way, Hesta with another successful retake, and Alliance still struggling.
It's crazy because Alliance have had these rounds where it's like they don't feel like they have any chance, and then someone will get like a double kill like a multi-kill entry. So Poi had it, and I think the first gun round where like, oh, you know, round's not looking good. Oh, Poi gets a double kill, rounds back on, and even in there as well, like it was a 2 versus 4, and it looked completely unwinnable, but Alliance was then able to at least win some duels. However, it was they had to do more than just win 1 duel, and I think it all narrows down to the fact that Era got dinked. I don't even know how, to be honest, but he just got removed out of that round before he could really do anything, even though his positioning, I think, was superb towards middle. But that's just a fantastic round from anttzz and anttzz. Like, I don't know how anttzz is. He gets a god timing there, doesn't he? Like, he peeks out just as they're about to start executing.
Yeah. Well, he saw that util getting pumped and thought he'd have a creep. There was no one swinging window, and they had to kind of all be up on that wall on the left side. Unfortunate for him to not get the collateral and then find another. Either way, AWP gets saved across. Hesta, they got bank, and they got all these rounds. Alliance taking a quick tactical just to figure out what's going wrong and try to fix the issues. Like, I don't know if it would have been better for them to try to commit with the initial pump towards B at the start of the round, but either way, it didn't work out. And I think, you know, at this point, they should start reading that it is this 3-man stack towards B. Hesta have been doing it pretty much every round. Hate's bringing the AWP across towards Con, and post on the line, gets a second. Lovely defense over towards that aspect. And B main now. They know that there's 2 players here with the spray that's coming through. Twist, barely alive after all that shrapnel and the spam through. And it feels like Alliance are already out of the round. Like, how do you get back in here?
The thing is, they are changing things up. Like, it's small, but they are sending 2 players fast connector, for instance, that round, while also throwing the lurk smoke out beat main to try draw attention away from connector. Oh, the AWP has started towards B, and Mukosh has started over towards middle. Like, they're moving this AWP everywhere, and he always seems to be in the right position, but this maybe is a lifeline. Era, he's disconnected from the rest of his teammates, but he snuck out onto the A bomb site. Unfortunately, that timing, he wasn't able quite to grasp a kill. anttzz does a lot of damage with that grenade, and Era, his team is just so far away, so anttzz is even coming in now, and Alliance, they've pulled off some magic, but this is going to have to be some witchcraft of a round.
Let's see what they got here. Ooh, Era.
Okay.
Nasty little shot. Almost another onto anttzz, but we're down to the 2v2. Twist essentially on 1 HP. And that molly's gone over to Avid. So Twist wanted to play point man, but Avid's going to be forced out into the open. Has to fight here, and oh no, 1 bullet can seal the deal, and it will. anttzz gets it done with the 3v3 on the retake. It looked so good for Alliance, but they just weren't off site, and the util was used to perfection. Hesta with 7, and just trudging through so many of these retakes.
I mean, yeah, this is exactly the point I was making right before, of like, Alliance actually make it look like competitive in a round that never should be, but then at the final hurdle in like the 2 versus 2 just can't quite connect the shots. So Alliance on paper have made these rounds look competitive because only 2 or 1 player alive has been have been staying alive. But I think that's very misleading. If Hesta have looked like from the get-go, every single round they've won the early interactions. And Alliance, they're 2-7 down, and it feels like they're being absolutely flatlined.
Let's see if the flatline continues or if they can get resurrected. Because, look, 5 is the number that they can really hope for here on the T side. Oopa. Just going solo and maybe even dry into 8's AWP. That's not what you want to be doing. Don't know if the scope was heard, but in comes the progression utility towards a main. Hesta respects it. Over towards mid, though. Mukos at the ready. Saw that flash coming and knew that there'd be a twist to follow.
Twist could have thrown in a twist. There's something there. This is a really disappointing performance from Alliance. They've only got 2 opening kills in this game so far, and we're going into round 11. Like, and what I'm expecting is that Alliance get some headshots and actually make this round competitive, because that's what they've been doing.
Yeah,
They've been putting themselves in these 3 versus 5s. They've been having an awful start, and they hit a few shots. They kind of thin down the numbers a little bit, and then, oh, on paper, it's a 2 versus 1. But actually, for one of the first times, Hesta, they get the opening kill, they start strong, and they also end off the round, keeping 4 players alive. They go to 8, and this map may as well actually already just be done. 8-2 on the CT side, and in the manner they're doing it, it's just hard to come back from.
Yeah, you've definitely said it. Like, what do you do at this point? I feel like, obviously, it's a map of 2 halves, but this is the one that you should still be finding a bit more success on. Maybe Alliance
anttzz just walked. Sorry, anttzz just walked at 1:43. He's just walked through the B Lurk smoke.
Yeah, I think he got in front of it and saw that there was no one waiting.
But it's the confidence. Like, they just don't care. There's no regard. And Hesta, okay, they're actually not really on the A-bomb site, and this could be a little bit difficult if the utility's correct.
Oh, okay. Heaven Smoke blooms at the right moment, but there's so much damage already done. And Hesta just constantly fighting, constantly re-peeking. Error.
Yeah, okay.
You aren't winning this game. Not Anubis anyway.
This map's over. What I was saying there is, like, when you have 3 players mid, or 2 mid and 1 A, if you have camera smoke, Mollo on headshot, smoke on heaven, and just, or like, and then like, I guess a Mollo default so they can't jump out.
Yeah.
If you have good flashes, it's actually really difficult as a CT side. Despite you maybe having like 3 players coming out of camera, for instance, if they're just coming out into Mollos and flashes, like, they actually can't do anything. They're rendered basically ineffective.
Yeah.
But Alliance, it just felt like the utility wasn't quite there. Like, they were peeking before the smokes are landing. No one seemed blind for Hesta, and we're 9-2.
One of my favorite things that I don't actually see many teams doing is with that Heaven Smoke, you can actually boost a CT across on like the safe side, not the pocket side, if that makes sense. Like towards storage. You can boost across the top and actually hold the line over to Fountain. And it's easy to get like a pick and set yourself up for a retake.
Through an AWP, yeah.
Ooh, in window. Twist with an opportunity. There you go.
That is the 3rd opening kill for Alliance in 12 rounds. So maybe this brews some level of success. Hesta as well don't have their usual control out of B main, but what they are going to do is claim mid control. That's then going to force Alliance to go faster through A main, which they're not ready to do, but Poi saves the day with a crazy double entry.
Lovely couple of shots, but we'll see if Hesta can do it from the man disadvantage. Last round of the half, so they're going for it no matter what. Flash in, announcing some presence. And anttzz is looking to trade out anttzz, who wants to go first here with the AK. Alliance giving them absolutely nothing. No information.
Smoke.
Okay, smoke on the bomb. The tap. will cause a level of doubt, a level of worry. First player spotted, and an opportunity. Eights, though, that time is ticking away, and he needs to hit everything, but he won't. Avid, nice late trade, and 3 for Alliance at the half. Let's find out after the break if that's going to be enough.
Counting up coins for a soda can, and there's nothing going on, no game plan, no plans. So I'm jumping out the fire, back into the frying pan. I'm trying to disconnect from the stats and the spray tan.
Angels who always threw something away. Could I be desperate, crazy, or is it that they never see things my way? Around the world keeps turning, waking up day after day, hoping to change my story, or maybe see things.
From start to finish, Hesta demanded respect, and they sit comfortably 9-3 up after a CT side performance for the ages on Anubis. This wasn't even a competitive first half, and this is very worrying for Alliance to begin with anyways.
Yeah. But we'll see if the worry continues. Looks like everyone's getting ready to jump on into the second half. Hopefully there's no more delays, no more issues. And Hesta doing super well on that CT side, but I'm keen to see if it's going to be a short one. You know, if they win this T-pistol, you'd expect it to be done quick, smart. Even if they get a plant, I feel like, you know, that's more than enough to really wrap this game up.
Ooh, wow, you're really throwing them under the bus.
Like, I like Alliance. I like what they want to be doing, but hey, I kind of feel like we're going to be seeing that. Is it Train second map and the Nuke third? It's Train, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, how I was kind of shaping this series was that I actually think if this goes to a third, it'll probably be Alliance 2-1. I was just kind of intrigued to see what level we'd see out from Anubis. I wasn't really quite sure what to expect from Hesta, but I think would put my kind of proverbial money on a 2-1 for Alliance. But while we're while we're talking about all of that, just to let you know, Sangao mix are, I think that's 4 overtimes now, or 3.
Well, they're still going.
23-22. It started almost 4 hours ago. So yeah, that's still going on. Yep, never ending.
I'm just listening to the frequency of typing.
It's
And what
never
could-
we've
Huh?
had we've had quite a lot of delays today. I mean, I know it's online Counter-Strike, but like I thought we were, because it's all team related as well. By the way, it's nothing to do with it ain't anything to do with us. This is on the teams.
Well, his hand's going wacky. I don't think I've ever watched this animation for that many times. But like,
I don't think anyone in their sane mind has.
his
Oh,
index finger is
he's
like
flipping
going backwards. Oh,
both
yeah, he's
hands,
putting on a show, Upa.
bro. Get this man change his career. Should be a street performer.
Yeah. Mr. Lefty. I
Are you a
don't
left-hand
actually.
gamer?
I was for a while, but since they changed this like switch thing, and I don't know, it's just weird. Like you got to get a button to change it. I just can't be bothered, so I just leave it on the right. Sometimes I would accidentally go on the left. You know, like there's random times where like CS just resets your settings.
Oh, yeah.
It's happened a lot.
Like it's something about like you need to put it in the auto exec.
Yeah.
And like, cause I have to change my sense every time I like boot up CS,
Yep.
which is really annoying.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying. I haven't got like the full auto exec since CS2 came out because everything changed, and there was like new settings and stuff. So I don't have the unblind all and then rebind everything in my auto exec. I kind of just like let it be. So most things are fine, but then there's something like randomly H is apparently the default button to switch hands, and I didn't know that, so I just randomly go left-handed, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like,
What's going on?
I didn't do anything.
What's happening?
Yeah. Just like accidentally fat finger it when I was like dropping a gun or something, and then all of a sudden be left-handed. But
Also, I've just seen that Smooya's confirmed to play with Iberian Soul in the Pro League qualifiers.
oh, he's going to be
which
on
is,
that on the Spanish.
He's played a
Neeks.
few games. He's played a few games of them. But I don't know. They played with Fuzi last night and won, and like beat Paravision. So I was like,
That's a big win.
I was like, yeah, I was like, Fuzi played really well. I was like, wouldn't they just? I don't know. It's like I know Smooya's played with some. Oh my god, it's gone to another overtime. That's just ridiculous. Okay, well, this half, in the second half, is resumed. Hesta 9-3 up. Sangal Mix 23-23. The never-ending game. My thoughts and prayers go out to Trav and Hayes. But we're back at least with our game. Our second game, for that matter.
Yeah.
They're on their first.
We got a slow approach, all things considered. Hesta hoping that Alliance make the move, but Alliance happy with the stack, just playing off the info from Error on A. And with nothing really happening, Hesta now going to go the path of least resistance if they do just commit to the contact through mid. So we could be seeing an A-site retake come our way very shortly.
It's going to be a full retake. Twist has there's also no information towards mid. So you can see that like Twist is kind of peering behind CT. You've got Upe on the B bomb site, like holding towards Temple. Flashbang's fantastic. I don't think it was even really necessary. But they forced Twist off the angle. And it's going to be, as you mentioned, this full 5 versus 5 retake with 4 of them coming from A main.
Well, let's see. what they're going to be able to do. Can they get past the first hurdle of Slaxer? Plenty bullets left in the Glock mag, but I'm just waiting for that flash. And unfortunately, it comes a little too late. Numbers already starting to thin. Heaven Control is there, but the CT is just not able to create that space. Smoke goes down on the bomb, and there is a kick on Upa if he can get there, but he's disallowed. All these Glocks just spamming straight through him. No chance to even get in the smoke. And with Hesta taking that, they need just 3 to close out Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying that if Hesta even got a bomb plant, you'd be calling it raps. They did that, and they also won the round. And they also made it look really, really easy, despite there being a kit, despite there being maybe like the kind of utensils for success. That wasn't the case. And Hesta, I mean, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know what to necessarily expect from Alliance because, like, I haven't seen them with Poi yet, but they've had 5 games on the trot of success against, you know, no slouches of opponents, no one great, no one bad. It's kind of like, you know, all right, whatever. Like, it's a great look for a beginning, but so far they're being absolutely steamrolled. It's about to be 11-3. This first gun round is going to be do or die, and then times that by like 5. So there's a lot of do or dies.
Yeah. Just going to be one of them games, and that's what happens when it's one-sided in the first half and you just can't get a grasp on your economy or, you know, any of those rounds. Happens to the best of them, and Alliance maybe learning that one the hard way if, you know, things don't go right here, if they can't win this gun round. Follow-on effect, there's momentum for Hesta moving into map 2. Mate, and that's train. So you better believe Hesta, probably you'd expect them to start the CT side, right? Most teams of this level start CT side, although there are some teams that think they specialize on the T side. It's still, you know, the map meta is evolving, and it just goes like team by team. So that's why I like the map. Every time it's played, you try to figure out, you know, what style both the teams are going to bring into that. And we've even got another technical moving into the first gun round. So any momentum that Hesta had may be stemmed for just a moment.
I'm gonna do my checkup over in Never Ending Land.
Oh yeah. I did see as well that
it's never ending.
Apparently their second game, I think it's their second game, 9 Pandas ESC, is actually forfeited. 9 Pandas just haven't like checked in, I guess, or something. So
due to no show, 9 Pandas ESC get forfeit win.
Yeah, so ESC, congratulations, I guess. Maybe
Which is, yeah,
Pandas,
I mean, I did see something. Like? I did see something of like 9 Pandas don't actually have a team.
Yeah.
Like the organization don't have a team. Like they have a team that they qualified with, obviously through like VRS, but and they've accepted this event. They don't actually have the team on the organization, and it was just like what what's happening. So yeah, they just didn't show up, and now because of that, there's 2 out of 2 games have been forfeited. So yeah, 2 games have been forfeited out of the 4 so far. One's gone to a quintuple overtime, and the other we've got right now, Hesta are actually in a man disadvantage on the first gun round, but anttzz has got out of the B bomb site, and that Smoke and Temple is going to force the swing out from anttzz and Avid, and with their trade, they'll still maintain that advantage.
They are heftily splitting up, though. I like Upa's move, just fully clearing out water, in a position to punish if anyone comes from rugs. But we know that Hesta's still tucked away at B, mate. And Era, at least in this position, he can fall back and sort of double up towards canals. Avid as well, going to be the man to search for any info right now. But Hesta, happy just to let that clock tick down, stay silent. We'll see if Eric can maybe find an angle here. He's on that short side of con at E-Box. Nasty little angle. Oh, damage coming through. Won't quite finish off Slaxus. And that's going to be the bomb tossed across. A plant going down for main. And anttzz ready to fight for con control. Is that first pick? Oh, and the damage. Too good from Upa. Alliance. 2 alive at the end of it. A couple of upgrades to AKs on the platter. And the game's not done just yet. Hesta, they got the bomb plant, they got cash, they got money. So they'll have an opportunity to maybe get back into the game here for Alliance. Don't colour me convinced yet, though.
I'd say there's a lot more convincing to do, and also the rounds need to look convincing. Like, that round was super touch and go. Obviously, Alliance always had the advantage, but it never looked like secure and safe, right? Like, it never never looked groovy. And even then, Hesta won a 3 versus 4 retake on the first gun round back on the CT side, and this is one of the hardest maps to retake. And well, they did it in a disadvantage. So, it's gonna take a lot for me to be convinced. I'm saying, like, until it's like 10-11, I'm not going to be convinced. I know it's a bit of a cop-out when it's like, oh, the one-round game, but I'm going to need to see a lot from the individuals. So far, it's been mostly Poi for me, and unfortunately, he's also just been legged and is walking wounded from that AWP. He has anttzz peering above the smoke. Well, puts him to rest, tries to double dip, but his greediness will be his downfall.
Hesta happy just to rotate back towards 8. Error only a flash to try and get out of this position, so heavy reliance on this move being made currently from Twist. Once he can pick up mid, clear that out, maybe Upa can get in the position to help, but it's too little too late. 3v3 though, Error able to at least go 1 for 1, which is good. Oh, Avid can't quite crack that head off, but Upa on the cross gets 2 more, and now it's up to 8 in the 1v3. Bomb in a rough position, 30 seconds to find it, and I think he's thinking, the AWP a little too valuable into the next, so he'll back away, clear his flank, and Alliance securing 5.
Okay, I mean, like, the round looks certainly a lot more convincing, especially when they were in the 4 versus 4. They were able to shut down that A attack. anttzz will save the AWP. He'll slink off into the darkness, let a tail tuck between his legs. And this actually creates a bit of an issue economically as we head into round 16 for Hesta. Of how do they choose to play these rounds with anttzz being on the AWP, lost bonus, can't buy next round? Does he just try and double save?
Maybe. You can just cop the L, you know, maybe try and find an opening, set up one of the pistols, or, you know, the good thing is if you can't find the opening, it can be recycled, and essentially you can have 5 AWPs, although it will be playing 1 by 1. There's many ways you can do it as well, like, you got Slaxer with a Glock, right? Send him in as a, you know, human flashbang, take him across a line, try to set the AWP up to get a trade or something like that. There's many just little tiny things you can do as a team to try and find success at least. But it's going to be the first approach. Pre-scoped, angling to try and find an opening, boost across the top. Should be spotted by Upa on this side. Yeah, easy peasy. Recycled AWP, but still there. He hears the shots, he knows there's a third. And probably the grouped up Hesta. Mid flank gets a dink, but no real damage. An error could fall here as the rotate comes back towards the B side. Okay, M4 down at mid. But you look at the position coming out of Twist. He is so deep in T-spawn. It's a great place to try and retake B main or even B site if it's necessary. As Abaraju's going to be able to get his mitts on the M4. For how long? Not long.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Or shall not be saved. For anyone. So this then does just raise like the complication for next round of like, what does anttzz do? anttzz is on 2500, the rest of his team are on 4400. I honestly, I know this sounds really bizarre, but I wouldn't hate them just going for another save. Like, you've got so many rounds to play with. There's no need to like force the issue. Just buy like maybe like 1 hero AK, buy a few Tech 9s, like nothing too crazy. You have 2900 lost bonus. Like, I know it sounds to be silly, but I'd just be like, there's no point in rushing it. There's no point forcing the issue.
Well, there could be some Russian going on this round. Mukos.
Yeah, they got the Mac 10.
Yeah, with the Mackie. Does he try and lead the charge? Looks like he will be after the broken smoke at mid. Avid repositioning to try and keep that A site slightly reinforced. And in comes the pump. It's going to be led by Abaraju. Mukos unable to trade, and it's a 2-for-1 favoring Alliance. Now it's up to Upa to try and lock down this site. Smoke towards Temple. Eric can't find anything, shooting fish in a barrel. Ugh, and with Upa falling, A site's there for the taking.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Upa actually had to commit to that angle because he had, look, these two super fast rotations in CT. It could come and spell disaster, but with anttzz overextending as well, this 3 versus 2 is looking pretty handy for Alliance until anttzz lines them up along Slaxajez, Hesta, an unlikely round to be hitting 12. Okay. Yeah, I mean, anttzz actually didn't have enough money for an AK last round and got dropped the AK. And I'm starting to understand why they're giving him the big weapons. Because this man, he's very crafty with it. Slaxajez as well. Behind, deep, tucked in enemy lines. He's found one. Doesn't seem quite aware of Era, but like, it doesn't matter. Look at where Avid and Era are with the bomb half ticked. There's no kit. There's a smoke, a Molotov on connector. Like, there is no way in God's green earth Alliance are going to even be able to get through this choke point. And they don't. Hesta, I was not expecting that. They come out of the gate swinging in this series, winning their map pick 13-6. So they did well at like a regional LAN. They came to Europe and got slapped around. They were really bad.
Dang.
And outside of that, they have played it as a core this year against Eyeballs and Leo, but they have had roster changes since then. So it's very hard to kind of gauge where they are at on train. anttzz did though, their newer player that's standing in. Don't know if that's like a confirmation if he's going to play with them any longer, but he did honestly do really well. Issue is, Alliance have been flawless ever since they lost to NXT and dropped Plessen the next day. They've won against Ruby, Whopper, and Energy Ultra, all while using Boy, and outside of that as well, they've been very clean on this map. Issue is, this pistol round is not going so well, as they can't even really get out of A main.
Yeah, it went quite quickly indeed, didn't it? So we'll see if it's going to be a similar affair for Alliance. Man disadvantage. They've been struggling at winning from these positions. And what do they get done from this point? Okay, big dink, big info. Abaraju whiffed opportunity to try and make it a 1v3. And in comes those shots. Avid going to be able to take the head straight off him. One player still towards the back of Bomb. And they know that the old Bomb player has rotated because he ain't showing face. But can't stop the cross back, and it's double con for Hesta and a chance for Alliance to get site control and plant.
Which seems very unlikely considering the beginning. Tap is perfect. They tap the bomb, they play it patiently, they wait for someone to overextend. That's exactly what happens. Now, from what I think was a 2 versus 4 to a 1 versus 1, anttzz, who, as I mentioned, a fantastic performance on the AWP on Anubis, crucial to the success of Hesta, has to try and figure out where Upe is, and he is looking in the wrong direction. Has no idea that he's slinked off towards Pop. I think anttzz maybe doesn't realize that Upe had enough time to actually get towards Pop, and that's why he's just diffused, completely exposed. I'm not sure if there was miscommunication, if maybe he thought he saw something, but he was fixated on the wrong area.
Yeah, weird little situation there. But hey, you'll take it if you're Alliance. Getting that first round on the board is crucial because you can get that taste of a lead. It's something they weren't allowed to do over on Anubis. And now they can play from the front as well as have a much better buy moving into the second. Hesta, though, will force. So we'll see how they opt to play this. It's going to be 3 towards the yard, getting real aggressive, looking for that pop dog control. And a slow push from Mukos as well. Just keeping eyes, making sure that the other CTs can make their way forward. Swing in through the molly. Doesn't go super well. Actually, it does. Mukos gets that trade in. And now you got the man advantage.
And they're continuing forward. They've got the man advantage, but they're hungry for further damage. anttzz picks up yet another kill with the MP9 and then drops it over to his teammate. HP is very low on 2 of the 4 alive as Avid and Twist join up in this 2 versus 4. They've got the weaponry advantage, they've got the HP advantage, but it's still that 2 versus 4. Mukos first up, gets brought down very easily. anttzz though, this 1 kill and him surviving is everything. The rest of his teammates are going to come and join him. Avid, a near impossible situation to get out of. They're waiting for Avid Aju as well to come with the MP9. Oh, they're giving him the 1 versus 1s. And anttzz is only on 20 HP. He's only got a deagle. Avid, the 1 versus 3 gets gifted to him.
He's going to be stellar with that. He's going to be incredibly happy. And you love to see it if you're here watching as someone just chilling from Sweden. That is a big dub to get. And where to from here, huh? It's all up. Stonks are good. I think the only problem is, like, that was, you went around against a bit of a force buy with 1 alive. So Hesta, they're going to hedge their bets and go for another full buy into this one. And if they can win this, that'll fully crack Alliance's economy and put Hesta in a position to maybe run away with the half. That's just all the theory, though. And main control is going to be taken by Hesta. Deep smoke. Nice couple of flashes to place anttzz into T-Con. Alliance not too interested in it, though. Starting to slowly make their way through white halls, over towards brown halls. And it could be Mukos that gets put under fire soon.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he will. There's nice baits being produced from Era. I've got a feeling he's expecting anttzz. Oh, yeah, he's seen an arm. Oh, apparently he didn't. Okay, I thought he saw an arm from anttzz, and now this puts Alliance in a very sticky situation. They have to get going. They have to move fast, and you can see that spur onwards actually puts them in this awkward position where they're not ready to execute. There's no utility down, and they are just walking into people without any support. Now Upe and Avid, another clutch has to be called up from them. Unfortunately, nothing on the rifle this time as anttzz actually at long range gets 2 with MP9. And that round is just completely the fact that anttzz gets the 1 kill on Era and Alliance, they don't reset. They just go, we have to go straight now. And Hesta read it.
Yeah. Nice read indeed. They did a good couple of reads over on Anubis, so good to see Hesta, you know, playing off the information that they're gathering. Alliance, though, this is what I was talking about. Finances in the bin. Avid going to be going for a hero rifle. And I can't tell from the map what spawn he's on. Where is he? Number 8. Well, it wasn't a front spawn, so we'll see where he opts to go. It looks like it's Ivy, where there is actually not going to be too much presence. Just Aberaju at range. If he falls with this full belt of util, you hate to see it if you're a Hesta fan. Block across the line to take contact and start to bait out that utility. anttzz as well, going to try and join him to double up on the Ivy control. And you can see that Hesta still searching, still hunting for these picks. With the aggression through pop, through B ramp. Smoke towards the halls and Upa. He's just trying to relay this info. As the bomb and that rifle start to move back in this direction.
I've got a feeling that we're going to see a lot of that upper B aggression from Hesta. And a lot of A main aggression, a lot of pop aggression. I feel like it's going to be a very active CT side. You can kind of already tell, but you can see them maybe being like a bit too active right now. They're moving just like a bit too much. And they're moving out of the right positions. Mukos, wow, those Glocks just It was like a ray gun towards his head. They Gatling like triple dinked him from range.
Yeah.
He didn't actually get huge amount of information, but it has at least called for a rotation from 8, and that's exactly the right decision. Oh my god, Mukosh's head is like a magnet. The P250 annihilates him. The bomb's gonna get planted. Aberaju can't get out connector. They're rolling to their death. That was the Felico. What just happened?
I don't know. The hero rifle works. The pistols get a bit of damage. It all boils down to the timing. And Hesta, yeah, I guess it just was... It goes from a really good read to, I guess, a bit of a misread. And just... Alliance are going to be happy. I feel like that's the positive out of everything that's gone down. And with the tactical, we might see Hesta force up again because they love it. Are you okay?
I just don't, like, I'm just so, it's like, you know what? Like, for Mukosh, unlucky dude. Like, I think he got dinked like 4 times by a pistol that round.
Yeah.
Unlucky. You know what? Like, unlucky.
Unlucky.
8's seemingly got insta one-tapped or first bulleted by Avid coming out of lower. And Avid gets 3 in total, but the 2 he gets from connector, like, they're just running out. No util. Hesta, it's against an eco round, and for some reason they're just moving like way too much into the point where it's not good. It's actually regressive what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's like I don't get it, to be honest. And I don't know why they're playing so and then defaulty in the late round against ecos, but regardless, Mukosh is by himself is being a bit of a nuisance in upper B once again.
Ooh. What this line? Just playing through the handrail. Goes for the peak anyway. And is just expecting this constant aggression out of Hesta. Mukos. Ooh, this is a nice angle. If someone walks his way, which looks like the bomb's starting to make its way forward. He may get cleared from Upa. Through the hole, no. They're just going to go into the stairway, and the MP9 at this range is fatal, but it's only good for 1. And 8's position now known. B's open for the taking, so 8's is going to do as much as he can. Good cardio back through CT spawn. And in the 1v2, there's some damage done to Upa and Era, so still a winnable one for 8's.
100%, and you know he's kind of the star man. Ooh, unfortunately tagged by that Molo, but it doesn't matter because he swings out at the perfect timing, and the information not commed across quick enough. You said it was winnable, and he does it with ease. He barely breaks a sweat.
Okay, second on the board for the CT side. 8's again. Look, you gave him some compliments after Anubis, and again, he is really starting to be one of the impressive individuals for Hesta here on train. You know, Aberaju obviously yet to find too much success, but you know, you can give him a bit of leniency. He is that Ivy player and hasn't had too much action. Hoi with the HE, which I thought was going to do more damage, but no one went towards Pro. Oh. Yeah, error. Positioned well to dodge that one, but won't be able to maintain this T-Con control. Fires off the warning shots, but they got 20 seconds to wait out.
Yeah, this is the type of round where for Alliance, you don't want to be forcing any aggression, because both teams have really weird purchases in economy, but for Alliance, you look at what they've got to work with, and it's 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and a Molotov. Let the city side take this control, and then retake A main, retake IV, and you don't even need to do it with utility. And it looks like it's going to be a finish towards A. But what's Upe going to be doing over towards B? Is he going to be trying to make some chaos, or is he going to come through pop? I'm worried about Twist as well with the bomb in A main. But it's Aberaju to get railed by Ivy, and now anttzz is in a predicament where he's stuck in A main, but he could just win out the round if he drops the bomb.
Okay, keeps
Okay.
it alive. I was worried.
Yeah,
But-
I was worried as well there.
See if Mukos can pull off the unthinkable. Crosshair trained on a good position, ready for the jump up, but unfortunately for him, Poi has a faster fire rate and also probably the best weapon to sort of jump up and deny that jumping inaccuracy too. So gets the better of him. 2 rounds, the difference now as Alliance start to stretch out the lead on the T side, and this should, on paper, be an easy one. But you also look at the money on a few individuals, it's probably double eco territory, and Hesta going to take a tactical anyway.
I don't know. Hesta, like... no, sorry, yeah. Alliance is super odd. They're just winning all these silly, like, forced by rounds that are working out because of individuals. Avid 13-3, like, you gotta give him his flowers. But I guess the big difference is that the CT side and the T side, especially the T side on Anubis, just nothing was going their way. Simply nothing was working whatsoever. And your finals for Alliance, something's going their way. And I felt bad on Anubis because, like, you could see they were trying these different ideas. Nothing was working whatsoever. But there's a big change about of, like, simply put, they're hitting their shots very well, but it looks like Hesta are just also actively not as comfortable on this map, and it's taken the likes of anttzz to get like a 1 versus 2 4K for the round to run.
Sneaky push through the smoke. And Hesta, they're going to take the stack elsewhere, realizing, okay, maybe it's a wrap through CT. Nothing was happening towards the A side of things, and with the bomb still down towards spawn, it might end up just being the full rapid old bomb into the back of A site, and once that's cleared out, it'll be easy take-ins and a nice safe plant for Alliance. Backside clear, nothing spotted, and they start to read that it's either pop that's dirty or maybe that whole B side of the map.
Yeah, noise now being made as well. So Hesta have also clued on as they're also pushing towards B. So just a matter of, can rifles be safe for Hesta? Can Alliance keep it clean? Replay on the MP9. Can he start to farm for a little bit? Era, like, #1 priority is to not lose this AWP.
Yeah.
And I doubt he will. Unless something quite silly happens.
Maybe some form of exits. But yeah, you know, it's the double eco. If you don't find any success, you keep these things into the next, and you still have a chance to make a better read than the previous. Not sure if Twist saw those boots poking through the windows or not. But it's looking good for Hesta just to keep these alive. 2-5. Alliance, again, navigating the storm very well, and it should be a very similar round to follow here in the 8th.
Yeah, this is much more like it from Alliance. It's kind of what I expected coming into this series. But I'm very impressed with Avid. I kind of mentioned it already. But I'm liking it a lot. And it's the signature Hesta aggression. This time it's over towards Ivy. And Avid needs to be careful. He's throwing all the utility for his teammates right now. And... oh, he should be able to hear the people. Yep, there you go, spotted. So, some eco frags for him to get even more kills. Not like he needs any more.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, 3 players decided. Oh my god, 3 players. But no, I'm not gonna run out A main. I'm gonna fight the guy's Ivy. Ooh, Mukos. Oh, he gets held. That's actually quite funny. That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate for him. A teammates will not be allowed to survive into the next. So it's looking like that'll be that. What do we got here? Alright, full buy finally coming online for Hesta. Let's see what they're able to do with it. If they can finally find a third round. Nothing really changing, just nice default utility to try and deny any aggression from Hesta towards Pop and Alliance. They're going to fight for it this time. You can see Hesta, though, dominating close towards T-Con. Deep smoke. They're loving taking this one. And Twist. Oh, he's going to risk it.
I'm not a fan of seeing Twist go for that, but Poi kind of rescues him a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know why necessarily Twist is going for that aggressive play when it hasn't been necessary. Alliance have been doing very well at just waiting out this aggression. And it's the same with Era as well, getting aggressive and Ivy there. Like, he's very solo. Did he have to do that? No. The only reason this round's winnable is because Poise hit some very nice shots, but he's about to be shot in the side of their head. And Upe, a 1 versus 3 is needed from him, but he'll only be able to get the first. For me, Alliance, they just looked a little bit too sporadic in that round, and it felt like they were just trying to maybe do a little bit too much and divert away from what's been working.
Yeah. It's, you know, quite unfortunate, to be honest. But either way, it's going to make the game more competitive. I feel like, you know, there's certainly a difference in the util game. I feel like that might be where Hesta are lacking, or theoretically should be lacking in that second half. So far, they're just doing it real basic. Like, brawling for control, throwing the choke smokes, nothing too crazy. Poi going to be at least able to find one there. Mukos on the trade game. But in a 4v4, you'd usually still be favoring the T side. And with T-Con control, they're happy to go for the early stack towards B. You know, sending 3 there. Abaraju decides to draw attention back the other way as everything slows down. There's nothing out on the B side, and the Ivy Lurk is about to activate. How's the clearance? Oh, good enough. The dink is there, but unfortunately, it's just not enough for the pick. 3v4, but still very winnable for Hesta.
They have to anticipate anttzz. Okay, Cheerio. Slackshares, he just has been owned. Avid 16-4, and he just continues to get more confident and confident. But as I was mentioning, probably should be expecting anttzz to be an A main, and I think that's a bit of miscommunication. Upe thought that his A main was being held by Twist. It was just a little bit belated. But yeah, anttzz has been getting himself into A main most rounds. It's been very calculated. It's been very, it's been very obvious for Alliance what's going on. Hesta haven't really had much of a kind of a different plans. They've been doing a lot of similar stuff, and
yeah,
well, the flying Swede just denies the Mukosh, and to me, Alliance feel like they're just going to tap this one home.
Like, I feel like on paper, 7 on the T side is already way above par for what we're used to internationally. But yeah, it's tough to say what exactly is going wrong. It feels like, yeah, it's probably just reps, you know, reps and prep. Alliance just playing nice and slow, dealing with any weird aggression from Hesta, and then again, Hesta, when they're not playing aggressive, they're kind of just getting flopped over and getting red. You know, off the info, Alliance always seems to be in good positions just to still activate lurks from one side of the map to the other. And after the tactical, let's see if anything changes for Hesta. But it's going to be a difficult one with just the default weaponry brought in.
I respect Slacksajez trying to return spam with the USP against the AK. God loves a trier.
Yeah.
But this should be an easy one to send home. Smoke. Trying to get ahead of that. No bother about that. I was going to say keeping it clean could be important, but I don't think there's any. I don't think it really matters. Alliance, we've got enough money in the bank account for a few rainy days. And it's good to see maybe in, I'd say, like the closing end of this half as well. Obviously, Avid is, yeah, I mean, it's 18-4. But, you know, Twist is hitting some nice shots. Poi as well. Era, like, there's just a little bit from others. And I think that's really important, especially for longevity in this series and in this map, that it's not just a one-man show. And they actually have other individuals stepping up. But for me, Hesta do have a very big opportunity to actually still make this game competitive. Like, they've looked completely down and out. No competition whatsoever. They win this, they win the pistol round, boom, we've got a conversation.
We'll see if that is going to be the reality of it. No change in pace for Alliance, except they will take this Hall's control a little bit swifter.
Yeah.
Bit more speed on it. Mukos looking to... Well, he was thinking about going through the smoke, but opts against it. If that gets broken, he could be dumpstered, but anttzz is just getting utiled to death. The final bullet, nail in the coffin. Managed to get it done, and Mukos falling is going to warrant a full rotate out of Hesta. 2 straight through Con, only 8 to try and lock down Ivy, which he should be able to find Avid here. Yep. Little snout of the AK coming around the corner first. Signals his position, and it might even just be this full rotate.
Cutter. Oh, yeah, what can they do? This is insane! 1 bullet is all Upe needs to close out such an oppressive half from Alliance. 9-3. This is very different from Anubis.
Alright, back into the action. Second half pistol well underway. Alliance showing us exactly why Train is their map pick. And turning it around after a lackluster performance on Anubis. Upa, missed chance to crack open the festivities, but gets a world of information. He's going to be stuck towards upper. Rotations coming in a little too late to stop the lower push. And everyone able just to infiltrate the site from ramp. Mukos ready for the flank already. Up pop dog and spots that second man as well. Lovely couple of shots. And Hesta, they could be in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I said at the end of that first half, I was like, 8-3, if they win this final gun round, they win the second pistol round. Like, there's 100% a conversation. I've seen it so many times where something like that happens, where a team has a pretty bad half, but then is able to get like 4 or 3 rounds. They then get the second pistol round, and it's like, oh, we actually have a conversation. Because if they now win the first gun round, it's a 2 or 1 round game. So there is a real world that Hesta is still able to close us 2-0 and try and mimic one of their former teammates, Frontals, who used to play on Hesta, now plays on Hotu in the Asia region, and he actually just qualified for ESL Pro League Season 22, beating IHC on Hotu. He had a 1.83 rating, 32-13 in the grand finals of 180 R. So let's see if Hesta is still going to be able to play as well as they have previously without him in this matchup.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, some of these European players just getting picked up by Asian teams are making it look incredible and pumping up their stats for sure. But yeah, great to see that it's going to be, or at least there is another team in the Asian region that can compete with a couple of the bigger names. Although, hold that thought, because I thought this round would have been easy for Hesta, but there's going to be a slow wrap around. Twist. Flash in the back of sight. Abaraju goes down, and now there is certainly a world where it could work. 18 points of health, and he ain't going to get away. Upa gets the AK, and just like that, this game could be done. Bomb plant down, and yes, a lot of damage done to the CT economy, but that's 10 on a round where, what did the Alliance bring in? A couple of P250s, nothing. Maybe a Deagle. It was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like, what damaged the economy? They didn't buy anything. Yeah. Like, they all, like, 4 of them died. Okay. They're groovy. That was a full eco. And I was giving Hesta a bit of love. I was saying, oh, you know, yeah, your players have gone on and done better things. Second pistol round. anttzz has maybe been playing, you know, he got a 1v2 4K, right? Like, you know, he can have his moment in the limelight. Never mind, the full eco comes through. And that's also not necessarily using avid. It's the others stepping up. You've got so much young exuberance on this roster, and right there, one of the older guys, Era, in the opening kill in round 15 as Hesta. They're just walking wounded, utility and manpower wise.
What's the change up here? They're just getting that early control over towards red. Slacks Jez, forced out of Olof, but Scout goes toe to toe with Era. Oh, and Pui in between a rock and a hard place at the back of red. Doesn't have a helping hand of anyone. And just when we thought it was looking good, oh, maybe it still will. Avid going to be able to find the 2K nice little spray transfer to tap him off. And anttzz down to 4 points of health. Both of these CTs are 1 scout shot from the grave. They've been tagged up. And there is a world where anttzz can still do it on 4 HP. But look at Alliance. Look at this move from Avid. The full rotate all the way through the halls to go for a late flank. 46 seconds. And Alliance showing a lot of respect here to anttzz.
If he had anything else, I'd give him a little bit of hope. But 4 HP and a scout, your tunnel vision in and your periphery can get a bit clouded. So for Avid, it's actually just super easy. He goes up and rises to 21 kills as Hesta. That was a force buy. Now they're on the. Now they're on an eco.
Yeah. Well, what's the answer? What do they do to try and get back into this one? I don't know if there's much. I don't know if there's much at all. 12 should be going up on the board unless something catastrophic happens. And this Deagle and Glock combo makes it work. Oh, still going for it. Run boost. Gets him across the line on the timing. Incend only buys so much space. And Abaraju even going to be walking into it, signaling that the T's are close here, ready to fight in the dig at range. Ain't going to do much. Easy little mop up to put 12 on the board. And Alliance, they want to just get this one over and done with and take us all the way to Nuke.
This is what we anticipated coming on to Nuke. But there was always in the back of my head, after watching Anubis, there was like, oh, you know, Hesta just objectively were better on Anubis. So there's always a possibility of like, how are they going to play on Nuke, even though they're not too familiar with it? I've still got my hopes. Nice little fast A main smoke being brought out by, I think, Poi that was. Instant smokes. Little nerdy tactics being found, but Hesta, look, they've got a rifle round. We saw Alliance get a bit of, they remembered how to win a little bit at the end of Anubis, so maybe we get the odd round for Hesta, but I think it's only a matter of time, and that's Era picking up another opening frag with the AWP on the city side.
Ooh, Era. Missed chance. Lovely movement from Slaxages at outside upper. They push an Avid. Waiting with open arms. Ah, this one's donezo. Alliance all over Hesta and Train looking dominant. Not just in the first half, but in the second as well. And 13-4 is the scoreline that will rekindle any lost confidence that was there from Alliance after Anubis. But now we're down to best of one territory, and Nuke, yes, is towards an Anubis. So on paper, I'm leaning towards Alliance here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the stats show that as well. Like, if I'm taking a look and looking at Hesta and their most recent performances, it hasn't been filled with a lot of promise. Like, the fact that they've lost the likes of Rage as well is very worrying. And then as the result I mentioned before, on a LAN against a pretty unknown team by large, I think Hesta have definitely got their work cut out for them. And for Alliance, they've won 5 games in a row with Poise so far. And they're looking to make it 6 as they're looking to progress further in this tournament to play against ex-Navi Junior later today. But first, they got to get done with this pistol round. They're on the A-bomb site, but the roles have been reversed. And Era, is this timing going to work out for him? Not wide. And I don't feel like the bomb's going to be able to get planted as Hesta, they proactively take the space away from Alliance after losing it outside.
Yeah. Just stacking the site. Fighting for lobby, full bomb control, and I don't think that there is a world where Twist wins this one. I'd love a beautiful clutch for the mans, but oh, he's got info. Oh, he should have had info. He heard the jump up the silo, but didn't seem to react to it. Either way, maybe someone was yapping in his ear. Who knows? Thinking about the future rather than the present. And Hesta will lock in a CT pistol. So no bomb plant means no buy potential for Alliance. They're not going to be silly. They're just going to Glock it up and look to rock out with some AKs heading towards the future. But the big question is, what kind of damage can you do here with Glocks?
Well, I mean, Alliance, amusingly enough, did quite a lot on the USPs on Train, right? So
that's true.
You kind of pose that question as like a rhetorical question of like, yeah, how much can they really get done? And then for Alliance, they've showed that the ceiling is sky high when it comes to these pistol rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But
Blocks
there's only
well.
so much. Yeah, there's only so much hope you can give a team on an eco round. And I'm just kind of wondering if Hesta do get a good start. Like, I'm just intrigued what their nuke's going to be, because on paper it looks really bad.
Yeah. Oof. Okay. Cheeky bit of damage, but not enough to get that second kill. And Mukos walks home with 1,800 bucks, and Abaraju as well, able to find himself the upgrade back to the A1S, tossed across to 8s. And Hesta now moving into Alliance's first gun round. They got plenty of util, but they will still have, you know, a pseudo bonus with a couple of MP9s brought into the mix. helmets for everyone for Alliance, and an okay amount of utility. You know, smokes all quite there. Looking like they are going to get tossed across. And what kind of wall are we rocking here? No wall, just some yard wraps utility. Mukos, look, this is not the tool for the job. MP9 at that range, I don't think about it. Flash outside, no one swinging off the back of it. And Hesta, they're just going to turtle up, essentially, over towards ramp.
Yeah, this is one of the most crazy mid-rounds I've seen in a while, where there was a big portion of time where the A bomb site didn't even seem to care about it. anttzz was over towards ramp, I think. But now he's at least holding the fort down towards A. And Hesta have some really good space in lobby. Upe is going to potentially catch them off guard. Oh, he gets a perfect timing. anttzz literally cleared the corner. And then Upe comes around. But he might not realize Mokos is there. And anttzz somehow gets away with at least one there. Upe holding for potentially another player to push out. And this patience, if he holds it, will pay dividends. As Hesta are just very scrambled in this first gun round. I think that's the right word for it.
Yeah,
like,
the official
just look at where
term.
they've died.
Yeah. Ooh, it's awkward for Abaraju here on 8. Tucks way back towards lobby. Can isolate a fight onto Upe.
What's going on?
Uh-oh. He's looking for that AK. 8's in the meanwhile. Might be able to catch a timing onto the Heaven member. Abaraju. I don't think he's going to be allowed to play with that AK, but look at the timing. 8 comes from the Heaven, drops the bomb, and with minimal time remaining, forces error to make a huge mistake. And Hesta, what was that, 2v4? I don't know if that was well played from Hesta or an egregious misplay from Alliance. I'm leaning on the ladder.
Yeah, I'm leaning on the ladder because that was like a 2 versus 4 where you just never ever expect it to be lost. Or sorry, one for Hesta. Like, I just don't understand how Alliance have lost that round. They did everything right, and then maybe they lose it by hesitating, I suppose, like not just committing somewhere, and that's their downfall. And then it's a good read from Hesta as well, because they were both those players were at the lower bomb site. They then moved kind of at the best possible time together upwards. But Hesta, the fact they're sitting here 3-0, they're gonna be counting their lucky stars because there's a divine hand over them.
No plant either makes this round a little bit weird. You know, you've got that force spy coming through with Glocks, a couple of them still with like a K or so left over just to buy into the next. So, we'll see what they can do. Avid throwing that vent drop util, but will still be mollied off and goes through a little bit later. How many get down? 1, 2, and a third. So there's a party on the B site and the CTs are not currently there or invited.
Issue is, the bombs got planted, sure. Hesta weren't invited, but they're still gonna barge their way in. They're like the bullies in the school playground. They're invited to every party they choose. And these pistols, maybe a few kills would be nice. Avid does get at least one, but as anticipated, it's gonna be just this defuse coming through. Upe maybe trying to get a bit cheeky, but 8 is very actively holding that smoke, understands the gimmicks, because he's like, that's what I do. You can't play my own game against me. And for Alliance, the fact they even got the bomb down and kind of in that round, I feel like is a success in itself.
Guns back online, and hope, you know, brimming a little bit more for Alliance, but you really don't want Hesta to be running away with the game too early on this CT side. So we'll see if the narrative can get changed sooner rather than later. See if Mukos gets cleared, but in the meanwhile, anttzz is going to be able to find one for Upa, and Mukos only goes for 1. So trade game, good for Alliance at the moment. And it's brought back to the 3v3. Poi still yet to get activated here on Nuke after, you know, a very decent couple of maps for himself. You've spoken him up the whole time, you know, gassed him up even. But this game, not a lot of success just yet.
Yet. It's the operative word.
Yeah, okay.
It's just been a weird start for Alliance. And then this is another round where it feels very familiar to the previous gun round, where there's just a big lack of distinct direction. Regardless, Twist is able to get a very nice shot onto Aburaju. And that's Twist now on the board. Potentially, Poi can also get his first kill in this round, and this 2 versus 3 that it would be is fortuitous for both these players who actually didn't even have a kill going into the clutch. And so far, the moves are being made correctly. They're trying to walk in towards A. They need to get a move on though, because Twist shouldn't be shot in the back. But look how fast anttzz is going to be in main. I don't think Twist is going to expect this, but that Molotov was placed perfectly. Poi, he hasn't seen someone, but he at least has his first kill. And now anttzz. I did mention he was here very quickly, but spotted towards main. He's lost that illusion. Picks up a Molotov. It's going to be very difficult to place that Molotov correctly on the back of the bomb site. It's only incendiary. Like, Twist can just play around it, and yeah, it's not going to phase him whatsoever. The 1-2-3 peak came in, but anttzz was able to get around the corner in time, and with no kit, he's going to attempt to try and save the AWP from the ground. And Alliance on the board, and with 2 players in the 2 versus 3, getting their first kill of the game. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Awkward scenes. Good hold from anttzz though. But it's a round on the board for Alliance, and that is what they've been more interested in. Getting the confidence of being able to win a round can certainly lead to a few more, but the economy, after losing every single piece for Alliance, can instantly flip back in Hesta's favor, especially after the rounds they've already won. Orb saved in the previous. Everyone can purchase up here. So it's not going to be an easy second for Alliance off the back of that first round win. Technical pause. It's worrying.
Round. It was so hot that they had to chill it out for a second. There's some camera issues. Not sure who from, but it's Alliance on the board, and it's just one of those early doors where it's like Hesta, it's a good start, but especially for the CT side, if I'm thinking that Hesta have a chance kind of in this map, I'm looking for an 8-4 at a bare minimum.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable ask. Hopefully they're getting these cameras sorted sooner rather than later, but time will tell. Seems to be a recurring issue. And you never know how they've got it set up as well. It's one of those things where, you know, it could just be someone's phone set up. The phone dies, you got to charge it, you got to send the feedback, get it all sorted again. All the technical back-end boring stuff that I know you guys don't care about, but I'm just, you know, layering out the insight as to, you know, why we've got the technical pause. It can be many, many things. Most players do opt to use like a phone as a camera or, you know, a secondary device, because especially with CS2, you want every little frame you can get, and having to send like another feed from the PC not only brings up the chance of there being like lag that can be incorporated by sending the video feed, input lag as well, because you're using your GPU for things that don't necessarily need the extra heavy load, but integrity is the cost.
Yeah. Or being saved, and I'm hearing a lot of tippy tappies, so it's making me hopeful. And that, yeah, there you go, live. Or being saved by anttzz at the end. Eights will be at least able to hold on to that coming into this round. I think if I'm not mistaken, in the previous, he just got absolutely raried outside. So hopefully he's maybe had a little bit more success. But he was a big instrument for success on Anubis for Hesta, and especially on the CT side with the AWP here. I'm expecting big things from him, but it looks like it's going to be a fast A from Alliance.
Yeah, right on out into the action. Avid gets dumpstered by the HEs, but still finds 2 before the final blow is blown. anttzz from heaven going to be able to try and get the trade and at least dominate one side of the site, but there's bullets getting shot through every bloody thing. Mukos going to be able to get huge damage before falling. There's a man back from Upa, and anttzz can't make his way to site. anttzz, he's on the right line, and with the X-ray off, oh, you can see Alliance. They've just managed to avoid the danger for the moment, but that bomb is still down towards default. And with the rapid hut, they may catch a timing. anttzz, he's waiting, but he's not going to be looking at the right point this time. Upa gets it done, leading out of hut, and Alliance finding a second. This time with 2 alive at the end, so the finances, they'll still be okay.
Less to be desired.
I say
Actively,
okay. You know?
Yeah. Okay is a pretty broad term. Actively goes against picking up the AWP as well, which is interesting. A tactical timeout to everyone catch their breath. Alliance, one thing I am liking is that Twist, Avid, Poi, I look at these individuals and it feels like anyone can just open up a bomb site. That's definitely a sign Alliance has going for them, that I feel like there's so much capability for a strong entry fragger. Like, very sharp on these individuals. And that, look, that's sometimes why you pick up these young guys. Because they're not going to have the most insane experience or probably have a, you know, they'll probably have a good mind for the game. But that's not inherently maybe all the time. Like, it's gonna be this brawn and this pure aim. It's exactly what we're showing. Hesta, though, I got scared there in the 1 versus 2 because anttzz, he silent dropped, and if he was holding towards hut, I don't think, if he was in a good position in the back of the bomb site, I think that could have completely caught Alliance off guard. That wasn't to be, and now Alliance making it competitive after early success from Hesta, and this is not a great sign for Hesta, because as I was mentioning, I feel like they're gonna have to, if anything, run away with this first half for me to have some belief.
Mukos with the banger at the ready. Sends the troops in. Poi caught with util out, so he'll fall just to the USPs. And Twist wants a little bit of engine for his fallen teammate. Error in a solid position with the right tool for the job against the unarmored CTs. Jumping around the corner. Should be able to mop everything up here. Mukos spotted, and the chase is on. Who wants the kill? Who wants the extra couple of eco frags? It's going to be Avid, waiting with open arms. Happy to take that one. And there you have it. 3 on the board now for the T side of Alliance. And every bit of momentum that Hesta seemed to have had, looked like it was lost. You know, that's what happens when you don't have your technical thingies sorted.
Wasn't necessarily him.
Oh, it's not individually, just as a team, you know?
Yeah. But anttzz back out with the AWP, struggling to find success and impact with the AWP so far on Nuke, which is not a good sign on the CT side. Nade in the smoke, and ooh, very lucky from Poi there. Gets around the back of the corner, just in the nick of time behind that blue box. This is Alliance putting 2 sets of smokes down outside. They're making sure Poi can get down towards Secret. And in the meantime, they're opening up a lot of presence towards Ramp. Look at how Poi's shifting, though. Poi, he was going down Secret. Now, because everyone seemingly just sporadically moved away from outside, Poi activates, and Alliance, that one opening kill from Ramp just unfolds this whole round for them so easily.
How's this timing gonna go? Apparaju sneaking up Secret. I don't think he's gonna find a timing, and it should just be a long old save towards the end of this round. Alliance, they are like almost overplaying this. They are so lost as to where he should be playing from. And he maybe gifted this isolated fight onto Poi. Loses the timing, but there's a lot of footsteps coming his direction. Almost ends up going for the transfer. Poi takes him out. And that'll be the equalizer. 4 for Alliance, 4 for Hesta. And anyone's opportunity to get 8 into the half.
I actually really love that type of round from Alliance. Like, that was really beautiful, kind of proactive Counter-Strike. Like, you can see the game plan changed because of the opening kill they got from ramp. It also could have gone in favor of Hesta if anttzz had maybe hit his AWP shot towards ramp, but it's how Poi activates outside. It's how the lurk in lobby starts to activate towards A. Like, Hesta, you can really see maybe the inexperience potentially because they just absolutely scramble. Like, they lose that kill on ramp and the whole round just blows up for them. Like, they just go everywhere. They're like headless chicken. But Alliance is the really nice proactivity to also understand what's happening and then maneuver themselves off that. This one round, this pandemonium, is actually going to cause Hesta to take 2 tactical timeouts on the trot. To me, that's a worrying sign because the round didn't look great, and then to take 2 tags, I feel like is a very worrying sign because not only are you bleeding your resources with them, but it really shows that there was an evident issue there. They're trying to kind of fix maybe on the fly as Alliance even up the scoreline coming up against this eco.
Yeah, hopefully they keep it all together. You know, there have been a couple of opportunities and a couple of moments where things go a little sour, a little more costly than they would like. And I don't think that they want that to be happening this time. Change in pace, maybe. Some bodies over towards ramp side for Alliance, but we can see it's just going to be the aggressive maneuver. Mukos saying, send me in, Cobber. Ooh, and he's got the crosshair in the right spot. Her twist jumping up towards the top side. Big damage onto Poi, who will trade eventually, but that's big damage. That's huge out of Hesta already.
I almost just spat out my water. Did you see that?
I tried not to.
What the hell? Okay, Avid. I actually almost just dribbled my water out my mouth. I thought, yeah, you know, eco round is getting sorted. I'll take a slurp of some of my water. Apparently not. That was one of the more entertaining kills from Avid. Just fully running, like 1 bullet left, just flies to their head. But Mukos, you know, that was I respect how much damage he got outside with the MP9. Sorry, the MP9, the 5.7. And it actually could have been a worrying round if maybe someone else had also put pen to paper, but that wasn't the case. So it's going to be anttzz. Moving off into darkness. He's got an AK in hand. He's going to be saving this as now the Swedes take the lead on map 3.
Looks like he should be right to save too. Alliance going to be worried about themselves. Poi really has to get a wriggle on. He's not going to live at ramp, so CT will be the position he's going to be looking for. But yeah, other than that, Hesta, they kept it worrying for just a moment. It was a good couple of kills out of Mukos, but no one else able to do a thing. But at least it did put them in a position to, you know, get the extra firepower into the next with anttzz carrying the AK onto the CT side. And we've got another technical. Quick typing going down. We'll see what happens shortly.
A lot of tech pauses in today and in this series in general. We're actually the next set of games are going to be starting actually pretty soon. Because this is obviously a very lengthy qualifier. As mentioned, whoever wins this game plays against Navi Junior later. But before that, there's TNL versus 9, Iberian Soul versus RG, Liquid versus Sashi, and then Namiga versus Mix. So there's a lot of honestly, crazy games in the Signal Elimination Round 2 bracket that I can't wait for. But we to finish off the final Stage 1 single elimination game. And it's back on the rifles for Hesta. anttzz has been having this AWP a lot. But he's not been able to get anything done with it. And he never seems to really be in the right position, which was very different to Anubis. He's over towards ramp, and yeah, it looks like he's not going to be in the right position.
Mukos. Hey.
This is something.
This is a choice.
Ooh.
Yeah, decided against it. Didn't want to go too much further with it. I think he knows that Poi had made his way down secret. In the meanwhile, it's going to be a bit of a chaotic one. Avid going to pick it his, and also in the meanwhile, awkward moments going left, right, and bloody center. But it is going to be Alliance managing to weather the storm after a awkward moment at outside with Mukos. It's just anttzz again, last alive, and this time he's looking to keep the AWP across to the next. What's he got? No kit, no smoke, no chance at a ninja, surely.
Just saving the AWP, but then I kind of go back to that same question of like, what's he doing with the AWP? And I'm banging on like kind of an old, like a broken record of like, oh, well, he did well in one map, and then he's just doing kind of nothing now. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's gonna be saving it because they've spotted him. Poi's gonna be coming around the corner. anttzz has just got his head up. He's completely blind. Nade landing on his dome, his noggin. And okay, he gets one kill, but Alliance honestly have such good money because they've been keeping so many players alive. Like these rounds at the beginning looked really competitive. It looked like Alliance actually looked very worrisome on Nuke. It felt like they had a big kind of lack of direction. I don't know if it was the understanding of what was supposed to happen in the round, but then since then, they now look amazing, and they actually look really clean on Nuke. On the duality of it, Hesta, I don't know, they're just kind of falling apart.
Yeah, I think that's one way to put it. Maybe they need that second half to try to get the fire going again. Oh, Mukos. He's been good at finding at least, you know, a pick around, but won't be able to get this time. Twist and Avid able to thin the numbers of Hesta yet again. And they're just holding, they're just waiting. They know that Hesta are kind of running out of answers and going for these weird aggressive plays. So play the buddy system, group up, make sure you can trade it. And they got info on both those CTs. So it's going to be a faster approach from air up with the long wrap towards... I thought it was going to be outside. But he slowed things down. Poi looking to make a play. Up towards heaven. Will potentially get the better of anttzz, but anttzz seems to be fully aware of this. Cleared anyway. Head on the swivel. Poi. Nasty opening. And now it's just Mukos, who was last spotted on the A site. But we know he's down in the halls, down through the vent. And the bomb could get flanked if it doesn't hurry up, but I dare say it's looking okay.
Yeah, the luxury if it does get flanked and then drop forward, etc. But that's just another example of Alliance. Look, they have the firepower. I think they're actually a really dangerous team when it comes to that pure firepower. And like, I don't simply understand how Poi hits that instant headshot on anttzz. Like, that's a risk breaker. But Mukos, like, he's got no kit. He has to save. And that's 7 for Alliance. I would have actually already said at 6 that this is probably already gone past
the point of no return.
Yeah. Wow. Great minds think alike.
Gotcha, Matt.
Look at us. Like, you've already kind of got past that point of like, oh, I don't know if Hesta will be able to get 6 on their T side. And that's just extending further and further and further. And the percentile is just dropping like massively every single time Alliance win a round from this stage on. And even then, look, like we're going to the final round of the half, and Hesta didn't even save a rifle. Like, it's just, nothing's really going well with them. anttzz, well done, you got another AWP out. What are you going to do? You got 1 kill in the last like 10 rounds. It's not even with an AWP, I don't think so.
Well, where to from here? That is the big question that everyone's asking. Last round of the half, and a chance for Hesta to put on a 5th. But for the moment, Alliance just dominating outside. And there's been so many rounds now where Hesta just stopped putting that pressure on. Just turtling up, trying to play sites instead. anttzz looking to play through Secret with the AWP. But with no info at outside, it's going to be a dangerous push if he keeps on going. Towards main. Okay. An opportunity. Good trade from Alliance. But in the 4v4 and full outside control, I'm still angling like it's probably going to be an Alliance round.
No one's holding ramp. anttzz is just back turned.
Yeah.
I don't get what's happening. Like, anttzz is just, like, how like, look at Slaxajez. He's jiggling a little bit outside. And he's like, oh, I've got outside, don't worry. So, yeah, obviously, I think this is a great mollo to be like, there's probably someone in heaven, right? And Poi tries to force him out, but then also kind of overextends unnecessarily without the players in secret. Alliance have got this into a 3 versus 3, but there's multiple parts of this round where it does feel very uncoordinated. Late utility, late mollo, players not peaking at the same time, but Alliance getting away with it. Issue is, look at the time on the clock. 24 seconds left, and look at Alliance. They're everywhere but together. Okay.
Yeah, it's getting weird. But, you know, just sometimes you just got to let some things happen. And it's happened again. Hesta, it's dangerous, it's chaotic, but it is another round. 5-7 at the half. Let's see who wins this series after the break.
a very dominant first half for Alliance, but they only are able to post 7 as Hesta are able to at least draw 1 back at the end after winning pistol in the first gun round. So it's only a 2-round game, but it feels so much more one-sided than that. And Hesta, they're coming out of the gate swinging.
Yeah. And we got confidence, at least from Hesta. The insta rush towards the A site, but the Julies do it for 4 out of nowhere. Upa getting into the mix, and it's anttzz who did throw that utility, so they've got an inkling of where he should be coming from. Swing on the contact, and Poi gets another. It is a flawless round for Alliance to stack on an 8th and stretch out the lead.
That was a super well-defended pistol round, but I 100% could have seen getting a little bit precarious, a little bit dangerous, but no, none of the sorts. Alliance, they deal with it superbly, and that could be the beginning of the end. Not only were Hesta only able to get 5 on their CT side, but they lose the pistol without getting the bomb down, and now, balls to the wall, they're forcing back in. This is brazen. They're throwing the kitchen sink at this round, and it's only Tech 9s and a Mac 10 with barely any util.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Bam. Only good for so much there. Things get a little bit awkward, and the Tech 9 start to run over the A site. The numbers getting thinned again. Error. He is so happy to keep on taking the fight to Hesta, and they can't stand up to him at all. Twist's going to be coming through for another little pick, and with 2 alive at the end, 3 alive even, Alliance still going to be happy with their finances. Hesta off the force, no plants. Mate, they are in a bit of a rough financial position. Oh, that was a risky call.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risky call that almost actually really worked out because Alliance thundered down the vent, right? They made quite a lot of noise going down, and that was the perfect timing for Hesta. So everything kind of went their way for success, but in the end, ultimately, it was not for them. Alliance, yeah, you were saying, well, sorry, for Hesta, you were saying, yeah, money is looking pretty bleak. Rounds are looking pretty bleak. It's about to be double digits for the Swedes. This one should be picked up a little bit cleaner. And, okay, there definitely have been signs throughout that first half where you could see, like, ooh, okay, Alliance maybe a little bit uncomfortable right now. There's certainly a little bit more time in the server needed for them on occasion in the mid-rounds. Is it communication or what? But I've got a feeling wow, that was some nice shots. But at a kind of 10-5 scoreline, I've got a lot of confidence in Alliance.
Yeah.
Hold on. That's 3 shots. That's 3 headshots, Mac.
Oh, not a 4th. Not a 4th. It was there. There was a world where he made it happen, which would have been absolutely insane. But we will avoid the insanity just for a split second. Into the 16th, Alliance, they get to double digits. They have a relaxing breath, you know, a sigh of relief, and they just keep on trudging forward. I feel like it's, look, 3 rounds away is the win. You know, they want to play a bit later on. They want to make it towards tomorrow. And they're certainly on the right track to doing it, but they still need to remember Hesta can shoot if given the opportunity.
That's certainly aggressive. anttzz just gets the fight taken to him. Era spots ahead, and I actually don't know how that didn't hit. He's still staying up here, by the way. Era's still playing around this smoke. I mean, fair play to him. I wouldn't have. But he's able to at least get 1 before he falls, already having more impact than 8s on the CT side. But it's a man advantage maintained for Alliance after this squalor outside. The pressure's still being applied. Look at this. Avid, he gets the kill outside early on and is now peering through secret. That's an awful smoke being dropped by Hesta. I wonder if anyone's crossed. No. And the bomb's there now.
Oh, weird. It's just weird things going on. No one even flashing with that one. Okay.
What's the point of the smoke?
Yeah, the util game is far superior for Alliance. Let's just put it that way. And the shooting game at the moment seems to be as well. Abaraju, they know that he's still here, tucked towards red, and the spray at that range is probably not the best thing to do. Twist punishes him. A1S Nice and tight little spray pattern, which can definitely work better at that kind of range. And it will put on an 11th. Minimal reinvestment coming through for Alliance into the 17th. And Hesta, I think it's getting to the point of, yeah, as you mentioned, no return. And they just can't get the ball rolling in this second half. Alliance, they must just be that much better on the CT side. Even roll it back to like Anubis, right? They just felt that much more comfortable, trained that much more comfortable. They're one of these teams which are more rare these days that seem to be, you know, more proficient on the CT side, at least from the small sample size that I've watched.
Yeah, we've crossed the Rubicon now. And, like, that last round, I agree. Alliance looked... That was a good round from them. Fundamentally, they played really well, especially Avid. You know, he's super mobile and fair play to Era. But Hesta also, you just sit back and you're wondering what's going on. They even try and clear Era as they come out ramp, but they still fall with a man disadvantage. Slacks to Jez, very aggressive. Poi gets caught on a crazy timing. I don't know what he was doing there, Poi, actually, because he cleared, but then didn't clear towards Secret. And Pandemonium has been the name of the game for this series. And once more, Hesta living up to that name in the 3 versus 3. They're going to attempt to get the bomb down this lower bomb site. Avid attempts to deny, but maybe overextends slightly, and now pushes this round out of possibility because of that overextension.
Hesta giving them nothing. So the save will be called. And if you look at the money, it's probably for the best, you know. Twist still hanging around towards ramp side to try and fight an exit, but Hesta, they know better than that. And they're going to Secret, but look at Upa. He's coming this direction as well, over towards red. We'll get here in time. How's the angle? Ooh, for one and the second. Big financial damage. Can't get them all, though.
Like, that would have been crazy damage. If Upa could get those kills and stay alive, like, that would be kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I guess saving grace for Hesta is that they at least save one rifle. And Alliance, they have enough money to all be on the primaries. Look over at Hesta, there's 2 MAC-10s in play, which is less to be desired. 5 rounds separate these two. Na'Vi Jr., sorry, ex-Na'Vi Jr., waiting in the wings. Whoever will succeed. They're playing with Mathios as well, the new up-and-comer from Croatia. And it looks like Alliance want to book their ticket. They're in the driver's seat. And they want to park their car into the next stage as Twist. He gets a fadeaway kill there and just simply survives. Sure, Hesta have ramp control, but they do have a man disadvantage.
Smoked off at ramp, regroup back to lobby side. And we'll see if the A site is where they end up. Poi going to be able to snatch another name away from Hesta. As Upa will fall as well. And the attention looking to be drawn towards lobby. He smoked to... Oh, it's an event drop, but anttzz is just finding error with his head not quite thinking straight. And just like that, Poi may be able to at least save the day with the 12th on the horizon. One on low side. We got Hell. We got Default. And Hesta are grouping up to try and fight this one together. The trade game's good for Abaraju, but needs to find the CT's audible sounds coming from the vent. Draw his attention away from Heaven, and Alliance at least play that well. After a couple of little hiccups, but 1 round, all that's necessary now, and 6 big match points to play with for them.
This is why I'm struggling to see the future in this tournament for Alliance. Like, they're better than they're better than Hesta. That's been proved very evident, but they're getting away with murder because of the negligence of Hesta. Like, they're making a lot of these small mistakes and getting away with individuals and whatnot, and this is exactly what's happening. Avid, look at this. He's just swinging behind. He lines them up, drops the bomb. How does he even hit the headshot there?
Oh,
that is ridiculous. 3 kills to stamp his approval, not only on this round, but in the whole series, as Abaraju is the final player alive. They've come through the open qualifier, but it's very short-lived for them, as Alliance knock them out and proceed onwards, 1 step closer to ESL Pro League Season 22.
And Sweden, they go wild. They go crazy to at least play later on today. It's great to see some success